crosswalk, crosswalk.
He waited for the green light at the crosswalk. He waited for the green light at the crosswalk.
Resource, resource.
Korea lacks natural resources. Korea lacks natural resources.
German, German.
She is a German woman from Germany. She is a German woman from Germany.
Muscle, muscle.
His muscles are as strong as steel. His muscles are as strong as steel.
Breast, breast.
She held the baby to her
breast.
She held the baby to her
breast. Witness, witness.
The witness's story is a little different from the fact. The witness's story is a little different from the fact.
Harm, harm.
His mistake harmed the company. His mistake harmed the company.
Install, install.
The man installed the cutting machine. The man installed the cutting machine.
Boost, boost.
His praise boosted our self-confidence. His praise boosted our self-confidence.
Bulletin, bulletin.
I saw a bulletin about the special class. I saw a bulletin about the special class.
Quarter, quarter.
A quarter of a dollar is 25 cents. A quarter of a dollar is 25 cents.
Primary, primary.
Health is a primary factor of success. Health is a primary factor of success.
Forbid, forbid.
I forbade him from smoking in the room. I forbade him from smoking in the room.
Brilliant, brilliant.
The brilliant sunlight entered jail. The brilliant sunlight entered jail.
Unfortunately, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have an umbrella right now. Unfortunately, he doesn't have an umbrella right now.
Airline, airline.
Airline passengers are gathering at the airport. Airline passengers are gathering at the airport.
Somebody, somebody.
Somebody suddenly hit me in the shoulder. Somebody suddenly hit me in the shoulder.
Mood, mood.
She is not in the mood to play. She is not in the mood to play.
Vital, vital.
The doctor installed a vital device on the patient. The doctor installed a vital device on the patient.
Cottage, cottage.
He lives at a cottage by the lake. He lives at a cottage by the lake.
Stale, stale.
The stale bread was covered with mold. The stale bread was covered with mold.
Cricket, cricket.
There is a boiler company named Cricket. There is a boiler company named Cricket.
Illness, illness.
He was absent at the gathering because of his illness. He was absent at the gathering because of his illness.
Ash, ash.
I threw away the cigarette ash in the ashtray. I threw away the cigarette ash in the ashtray.
Scold, scold.
The teacher scolded a student with bad manners. The teacher scolded a student with bad manners.
Indeed, indeed.
Indeed, many people use credit cards. Indeed, many people use credit cards.
Kidding, kidding.
What he said was just kidding. What he said was just kidding.
Ceremony, ceremony.
I attended a wedding ceremony on Sunday. I attended a wedding ceremony on Sunday.
Endure, endure.
He had to endure a headache last night. He had to endure a headache last night.
Toothpaste, toothpaste.
She squeezed the toothpaste onto the toothbrush. She squeezed the toothpaste onto the toothbrush.
Central. Central.
There is a fountain in the central part of the city. There is a fountain in the central part of the city.
Appreciate. Appreciate.
She appreciated my help. She appreciated my help.
Bride. Bride.
The bride threw the bouquet at her girlfriends. The bride threw the bouquet at her girlfriends.
Correct. Correct.
Please select the correct answer to the question. Please select the correct answer to the question.
Fond. Fond.
She is fond of cooking by herself. She is fond of cooking by herself.
Huge. Huge.
There was a huge castle underneath the mountain. There was a huge castle underneath the mountain.
Useless. Useless.
Throw away useless items in the trash can. Throw away useless items in the trash can.
Mass. Mass.
He increased his muscle mass with exercise. He increased his muscle mass with exercise.
Cone. Cone.
I filled up the bottle with oil using a cone. I filled up the bottle with oil using a cone.
Dash. Dash.
The car suddenly dashed into the store. The car suddenly dashed into the store.
Spill. Spill.
The baby spilled milk on the floor. The baby spilled milk on the floor.
Ability. Ability.
There's no limit to Superman's ability. There's no limit to Superman's ability.
Pronunciation. Pronunciation.
Pronunciation is important in English. Pronunciation is important in English.
Widen. Widen.
The government decided to widen the roads. The government decided to widen the roads.
Beggar. Beggar.
The beggar asked me for money. The beggar asked me for money.
Noun. Noun.
Names are nouns in grammar. Names are nouns in grammar.
Construct. Construct.
He is constructing a school in the village. He is constructing a school in the village.
Burglar. Burglar.
The burglar threatened the owner with a knife. The burglar threatened the owner with a knife.
Imagine. Imagine.
Imagine traveling to space. Imagine traveling to space.
Attend. Attend.
She attends church service on Sundays. She attends church service on Sundays.
Minimal. Minimal.
He gets the maximum effect at a minimal cost. He gets the maximum effect at a minimal cost.
Fluid. Fluid.
Water is a fluid, but ice is a solid. Water is a fluid, but ice is a solid.
Opinion. Opinion.
That company listened to customers' opinions. That company listened to customers' opinions.
Assist. Assist.
He assisted her experiment hard. He assisted her experiment hard.
Defense. Defense.
Attacking is the best defense. Attacking is the best defense.
Independent. Independent.
Korea is an independent country. Korea is an independent country.
Steel. Steel.
He built the framework of the building with steel. He built the framework of the building with steel.
Astonishing. Astonishing.
It was astonishing that the child won. It was astonishing that the child won.
Consist. Consist.
A snowman consists of a head and a body. A snowman consists of a head and a body.
Item. Item.
I added a new item to the list. I added a new item to the list.
Bond. Bond.
There is a special bond between parents and children. There is a special bond between parents and children.
Soil. Soil.
This soil is good for plants to grow. This soil is good for plants to grow.
Industrial. Industrial.
The Industrial Revolution occurred in England. The Industrial Revolution occurred in England.
Challenge. Challenge.
Challenges are essential for success. Challenges are essential for success.
Loser. Loser.
There is always a winner and a loser in sports. There is always a winner and a loser in sports.
Ivy. Ivy.
The ivy climbed the castle and the tower's wall. The ivy climbed the castle and the tower's wall.
Hatch. Hatch.
The ostrich egg will hatch in 1 week. The ostrich egg will hatch in 1 week.
Downward. Downward.
The oil price is going downward nowadays. The oil price is going downward nowadays.
Interest. Interest.
He has an interest in machines. He has an interest in machines.
Pace. Pace.
Her pace is as slow as a snail. Her pace is as slow as a snail.
Parade. Parade.
The parade was marching in front of our office. The parade was marching in front of our office.
Hate. Hate.
My son hates spinach and eggplant. My son hates spinach and eggplant.
Detect. Detect.
The engineer detected the defect in the cleaner. The engineer detected the defect in the cleaner.
Print. Print.
The teacher printed the math problems. The teacher printed the math problems.
Ladder. Ladder.
She climbed up the ladder carefully. She climbed up the ladder carefully.
Craft. Craft.
This job requires craft and experience. This job requires craft and experience.
Fierce. Fierce.
Be careful of the fierce dogs over there. Be careful of the fierce dogs over there.
Clay. Clay.
I made plates and bowls out of clay. I made plates and bowls out of clay.
Background. Background.
He took a picture with the sky in the background. He took a picture with the sky in the background.
Fireworks. Fireworks.
We celebrated the victory with fireworks. We celebrated the victory with fireworks.
Stranger. Stranger.
Don't believe strangers so easily. Don't believe strangers so easily.
Audience. Audience.
She received applause from the audience. She received applause from the audience.
Soar. Soar.
The price of vegetables is soaring these days. The price of vegetables is soaring these days.
Giant. Giant.
Once upon a time, there lived a giant in the castle. Once upon a time, there lived a giant in the castle.
Babysitter. Babysitter.
I need a babysitter for my baby. I need a babysitter for my baby.
Recommend. Recommend.
The doctor recommended me to drink warm water. The doctor recommended me to drink warm water.
Endless. Endless.
The bad witch wanted an endless life. The bad witch wanted an endless life.
Slam. Slam.
Don't slam the door too hard when you go out. Don't slam the door too hard when you go out.
Ape, ape.
Did humans really evolve from apes? Did humans really evolve from apes?
Option, option.
This car is my only option for my budget. This car is my only option for my budget.
Silly, silly.
He was so silly that he made the wrong decision. He was so silly that he made the wrong decision.
Salesperson, salesperson.
The salesperson is explaining about the washer. The salesperson is explaining about the washer.
Appear, appear.
Suddenly, the bear appeared in front of us. Suddenly, the bear appeared in front of us.
Recent, recent.
I got a good grade on the recent exam. I got a good grade on the recent exam.
Birthplace, birthplace.
Where is the painter's birthplace? Where is the painter's birthplace?
Burst, burst.
As I touched the bubble with my hand, it burst. As I touched the bubble with my hand, it burst.
Profit, profit.
He got a lot of profit from this business. He got a lot of profit from this business.
Blend, blend.
Water and oil don't blend well. Water and oil don't blend well.
Handshake, handshake.
We greeted each other with handshakes. We greeted each other with handshakes.
Conduct, conduct.
The police is conducting a close investigation. The police is conducting a close investigation.
Wheel, wheel.
I replaced the wheel of the bike yesterday. I replaced the wheel of the bike yesterday.
Introduce, introduce.
I will introduce my family first. I will introduce my family first.
Figure, figure.
She saw a strange figure in the garden. She saw a strange figure in the garden.
Prairie, prairie.
The zebras are running on the prairie. The zebras are running on the prairie.
Widow, widow.
The widow lived alone after her husband died. The widow lived alone after her husband died.
Result, result.
His success is a result of great effort. His success is a result of great effort.
Title, title.
I still remember the title of the book. I still remember the title of the book.
Notice, notice.
The teacher put a notice on the bulletin board. The teacher put a notice on the bulletin board.
Fuel, fuel.
This ship uses nuclear power as fuel. This ship uses nuclear power as fuel.
Likely, likely.
It is likely to snow right now. It is likely to snow right now.
Delight, delight.
The children are the source of her delight. The children are the source of her delight.
Pause, pause.
He pressed the button to pause the song. He pressed the button to pause the song.
Volunteer, volunteer.
She worked as a volunteer at the kindergarten. She worked as a volunteer at the kindergarten.
Calculator, calculator.
I did additions and divisions with the calculator. I did additions and divisions with the calculator.
Apart, apart.
I planted the trees 2 meters apart from each other. I planted the trees 2 meters apart from each other.
Complain, complain.
The customer complained about the food. The customer complained about the food.
Sunset, sunset,
The sunset is a beautiful scenery. The sunset is a beautiful scenery.
spell, spell,
He spelled zebra correctly. He spelled zebra correctly.
wagon, wagon,
2 horses are pulling the wagon. 2 horses are pulling the wagon.
swear, swear,
She swore to keep her promise. She swore to keep her promise.
period, period,
1 year is never a short period. 1 year is never a short period.
confuse, confuse,
The twins' faces always confuse me. The twins' faces always confuse me.
float, float,
The leaves are floating on the pond. The leaves are floating on the pond.
iron, iron,
The pieces of iron were stuck to the magnet. The pieces of iron were stuck to the magnet.
private, private,
Don't interfere with my private life. Don't interfere with my private life.
excitement, excitement,
My head is dizzy out of excitement. My head is dizzy out of excitement.
dock, dock,
The ship is slowly approaching the dock. The ship is slowly approaching the dock.
youth, youth,
He envied my youth and physical strength. He envied my youth and physical strength.
license, license,
She finally got her driver's license. She finally got her driver's license.
mild, mild,
The mild weather continued in the winter. The mild weather continued in the winter.
criminal, criminal,
The witness reported the criminal to the police. The witness reported the criminal to the police.
trim, trim,
He trimmed the rose on the fence with scissors. He trimmed the rose on the fence with scissors.
11th, 11th,
He is the 11th player in the football team. He is the 11th player in the football team.
hurl, hurl,
He hurled the sharp spear towards the monster. He hurled the sharp spear towards the monster.
witch, witch,
The witch mixed strange ingredients. The witch mixed strange ingredients.
lively, lively,
She is a lively and bright young woman. She is a lively and bright young woman.
iceberg, iceberg,
The ship collided with a huge iceberg. The ship collided with a huge iceberg.
wonder, wonder,
I wonder if she loves me. I wonder if she loves me.
knowledge, knowledge,
He builds knowledge through books. He builds knowledge through books.
necessary, necessary,
It is necessary to lock the door at night. It is necessary to lock the door at night.
deserve, deserve,
She deserves to succeed because of her efforts. She deserves to succeed because of her efforts.
utter, utter,
He never uttered a word about the accident. He never uttered a word about the accident.
northern, northern,
The northern part of the country is made of only ice. The northern part of the country is made of only ice.
tease, tease,
My brother terribly teased my sister. My brother terribly teased my sister.
especially, especially,
I especially watch this kind of movie. I especially watch this kind of movie.
export, export,
That trading company exports tools overseas. That trading company exports tools overseas.
backward, backward,
Naruto ran with his arms backward. Naruto ran with his arms backward.
lottery, lottery,
He won the lottery and got a lot of money. He won the lottery and got a lot of money.
swell, swell,
The frog's stomach started to swell. The frog's stomach started to swell.
carbon, carbon,
Plants absorb carbon dioxide in the air. Plants absorb carbon dioxide in the air.
transform, transform,
The robot transformed its body into a car. The robot transformed its body into a car.
slight, slight,
I have a slight fever because of my cold. I have a slight fever because of my cold.
desire, desire,
My brother desires better toys. My brother desires better toys.
state, state,
She is in a state of confusion due to her failure. She is in a state of confusion due to her failure.
glide, glide,
I glided on a gentle slope. I glided on a gentle slope.
random, random,
Choose a random number from 1 to 10. Choose a random number from 1 to 10.
roar, roar,
The mouse heard the lion roar. The mouse heard the lion roar.
law, law,
Citizens have to follow their country's laws. Citizens have to follow their country's laws.
candlestick, candlestick,
The minister put a candle on the candlestick. The minister put a candle on the candlestick.
fiber, fiber,
He made clothes out of fibers stronger than iron. He made clothes out of fibers stronger than iron.
invent, invent,
Edison eventually invented the light bulb. Edison eventually invented the light bulb.
joke, joke,
She laughed loudly at my joke. She laughed loudly at my joke.
burden, burden,
He put a burden on the donkey's back. He put a burden on the donkey's back.
betray, betray,
She betrayed my trust in her. She betrayed my trust in her.
selfish, selfish,
He is a selfish man who thinks only of himself. He is a selfish man who thinks only of himself.
vain, vain,
Unfortunately, her effort was in vain. Unfortunately, her effort was in vain.
sailor, sailor,
The sailor threw a net at the whale. The sailor threw a net at the whale.
classical, classical,
I like classical music more than pop music. I like classical music more than pop music.
leisure, leisure,
I usually travel in my leisure time. I usually travel in my leisure time.
native, native,
I will return to my native country after my retirement. I will return to my native country after my retirement.
military, military,
The military's attack began at dawn. The military's attack began at dawn.
Pacific, Pacific,
The bird lives on a small island in the Pacific. The bird lives on a small island in the Pacific.
threat, threat,
Nuclear weapons are a big threat to world peace. Nuclear weapons are a big threat to world peace.
mushroom, mushroom,
The mushroom looks like a sea jellyfish. The mushroom looks like a sea jellyfish.
stretcher, stretcher,
He placed the emergency patient on the stretcher. He placed the emergency patient on the stretcher.
Errand. Errand.
She sent her daughter on a letter errand. She sent her daughter on a letter errand.
Arouse. Arouse.
The witch developed a drug to arouse monsters. The witch developed a drug to arouse monsters.
Discover. Discover.
He discovered a star similar to Earth. He discovered a star similar to Earth.
Suppose. Suppose.
Suppose you are in heaven now. Suppose you are in heaven now.
Raft. Raft.
People are floating a raft on the Han River. People are floating a raft on the Han River.
Someplace. Someplace.
Let's go someplace for dinner this evening. Let's go someplace for dinner this evening.
Monument. Monument.
He built a monument for the soldiers. He built a monument for the soldiers.
Memorize. Memorize.
I will memorize 100 words. I will memorize 100 words.
January. January.
He set a goal for the new year in January. He set a goal for the new year in January.
Broker. Broker.
She's an honest real estate broker. She's an honest real estate broker.
Invader. Invader.
We bravely defeated the invader. We bravely defeated the invader.
Bush. Bush.
The sparrows hid in the bush. The sparrows hid in the bush.
Instruction. Instruction.
The students followed the teacher's instructions. The students followed the teacher's instructions.
Forehead. Forehead.
He wiped his forehead with the back of his hand. He wiped his forehead with the back of his hand.
Curiosity. Curiosity.
A strange sound aroused my curiosity. A strange sound aroused my curiosity.
Criticism. Criticism.
Her criticism of the movie is severe. Her criticism of the movie is severe.
Justice. Justice.
I will judge you in the name of justice. I will judge you in the name of justice.
Rank. Rank.
He stamped the rank on the cow's back. He stamped the rank on the cow's back.
Chemist. Chemist.
The chemist is experimenting with drugs. The chemist is experimenting with drugs.
Slender. Slender.
The giraffe has long and slender legs. The giraffe has long and slender legs.
Escape. Escape.
The criminal secretly escaped from prison. The criminal secretly escaped from prison.
Inquiry. Inquiry.
There is an inquiry about goods from a customer. There is an inquiry about goods from a customer.
Ache. Ache.
I have a severe ache in my chest and belly. I have a severe ache in my chest and belly.
Advertise. Advertise.
The company advertised a new refrigerator. The company advertised a new refrigerator.
Revive. Revive.
I revived the dead people with Dragon Balls. I revived the dead people with Dragon Balls.